of math here or there. I've got just a place for them to start. Watch out for the ruling master, beware he's getting faster. Refrain from making noises, that man's a saboteur. Hear the slaps down the path, just to avoid his wrath. Now the professor wants you in his grasp. Yeah, your prize, won't you come on in into my schoolhouse? Stay the course and follow through. I'm slowly coming after you, will bring the punishment, that's what I do. You know it's true. I've been tripping over myself too much. Basic mathematics seemingly growing out of touch. Feeling kinda sick of running, clock's been looking kinda funny. Thinking about home as I forever roam, with danger of the tension lurking everywhere I go. 2 + 2 = well, that's easy, that's just 4. Either that or the answer's on the floor. Wow, great job, my nose. 3 more notebooks left to go, my energy is getting low. This curriculum, it blows, I should've been home so long ago. 5 notebooks down, got 2 more to go. I've done so much math that my brain will explode. You can't get out, even if you already knew how. Every answer you get wrong, I will be sure to sing my song, as long as I get you to tag along. It will be long. Stay the course and follow through. I'm slowly coming after you, I'll bring the punishment, that's what I do. My life is on the line, I'm running out of time. In this locker I find myself, and to avoid his crimes, I'm feeling fine despite my struggling to stay alive. Will it be over by tonight? The walls are getting bloody, my mind is failing me. Can't stand up on my feet, save me from Mr. Bali. Don't wanna hide and seek out exits from this creepy creep. I've got him way too close. Jeez, I hate this the most. I guess that I will not leave here. That was a Baldy song.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application in helping me write my personal statement and CV. Grammarly is your digital writing assistant. It's an all-in-one tool that improves your productivity, triple checks your work, and saves you time when working on multiple assignments. Even the free features are incredible. You can set your own writing goals, track your word count, and even find new words to replace your overused ones using the synonym feature. I personally love using Grammarly.
Every day I go to a school that likes to help with learning. 1, 2, 3, they're the keys. Basic math, very easy. To Baldy's world of fun, where no one leaves till educated. Every door is locked up tight. Stay inside till we're graded. The students try their best to better their education, comprehend the material, study hard, filling every detail. Nobody wants detention, we only want attention. Even when life is tough, oddly quarters are enough. This is how we live our life, searching for the answers inside of every page. And I'm here wondering if one day we'll finally be free from this cage. Is it okay to have the feeling that maybe there is more to this game? However, now, no time to question, so just behave. get away.
With O2, discover the best of Google AI on Android. Get the Google Pixel 8 Pro and perfect your group photos with Best Take. Plus, claim a £250 digital prepaid MasterCard on us. O2, see what you can do.
Hunting for an epic Easter deal? Save £100 on the award-winning Hisense 55-inch Smart 4K TV. Enjoy breathtaking detail, plus a 5-year warranty. And with our price promise, you won't get it cheaper at Currys.
Every day I go to a school that likes to help with learning. 1, 2, 3, they're the keys. Basic math, very easy. To Baldy's world of fun where no one leaves till educated. Every door is locked up tight. Stay inside till we're graded. The students try their best to better their education. Comprehend the material. Study hard, relay every detail. Nobody wants detention. We only want attention. Even when life is tough, oddly quarters are enough. This is how we live our life, searching for the answers inside of every page. And I'm here wondering if one day we'll finally be free from this cage. Is it okay to have the feeling that maybe there is more to this game? However, now, no time to question, so just behave. Walking across the hallways, finding notebooks, so we mentor. Follow every single rule, or he'll take out his wooden ruler. For he is listening and watching so just be.
Step into Wix Studio, the web creation platform built for agencies.
Walking across the hallways, finding notebooks, so we mentor. Follow every single rule, or he'll take out his wooden ruler. For he is listening and watching everyone's progression. All mistakes have consequences, so answer right with every question. Try to add up excuses, nothing will make a difference. Baldy knows every door that we open. Following from behind, we can hear him. There is no place for playtime. Avoid them, move from every side. Better to leave them be. Follow his philosophy. This is how we live our life, searching for the answers inside of every page. And I'm here wondering if one day we'll finally be free from this cage. Is it okay to have the feeling that maybe there is more to this game? However, now just keep behaving. Sweep through the halls to escape. We'll have some sacrifices. No room for jealousy. I've got no time to play hide and seek. 'Cause eventually he'll surely find me. Have to be brave or better keep behaving. Count till I don't know what counts. Every inch of fear is all that's ingrained. Can understand.
Oh, player, just whoa. I can't believe that you're stupid enough to think that you can actually bake this. You're not going anywhere.
For the Crack House Escapist achievement, you're gonna want to find all 10 notebooks and 4 exits, beating the game normally. For the So Solitaire achievement, you're gonna want to find Mr. Beast's credit card. Once you find it, go find him. He'll see you, and he's gonna want his credit card back. For the No Toilet Needed achievement, you're gonna want to find the Monkeyonator. Once you find it and you have to use the bathroom, just use it to poop on the floor.
Can you look this good like me? Do my little dance while the bass in the A. See my pretty face and they shot A. 'Cause I got looking good on lock like me. Can you walk that walk like me? Can you talk that talk like me? Can you walk that walk like me? Like me, like me.
To get the Cheating Death achievement, you're gonna want to find Pinto Beans with a B soda on hand. Once he shoots, just shoot your B soda back to cancel it out. To unlock pizza mode, all you gotta do is beat story mode. And once you beat story mode, just hop on in and complete it. It's like a speed run of the normal mode. Doesn't matter if you don't get the best rank, all you gotta do is beat it. To get the Beasticide and the Passive Beast achievement, you're gonna wanna find a Glock. It'll be in one of 2 classrooms. If you're doing the Beasticide one, you're gonna want another Glock with you. After that, you're gonna steal Mr. Beast's credit card and wait for him to show up. Once he gets mad at you, shoot him with the Glock. For the Beasticide achievement, you're gonna want to pull your Glock out of your items. After an attack, you're gonna want to go to the sword icon and shoot him. For the Passive Beast achievement, you're gonna want healables like Bee Soda that doubles your HP and Zesty Bars that heals you all the way. After that, you're gonna want to go to the Act tab and discuss with him. After it's full, spare him. For the Can You Pet the Dog achievement, we're gonna want to go left of spawn and go straight till you see a poster on the right side. When you go in, you'll see the dog. Just press E to pet him. For And So It Begins, you're gonna go right of spawn with a hammer. As soon as you see the bathroom on the right, go inside and open the blinds by pressing E on them. After that, just smash the window. Once you're inside, just walk straight forward to get the achievement. For the Pet That Dog achievement, you're gonna want to go back to where the dog is but in Atlas mode on your phone. When you pet him, he'll be a little strange. For Raldy's Crack House the Metal Wars, you're gonna want to do the exact same thing with the other objective task screen. Ditch your hammer and open the window, and then walk straight forward and you'll get the achievement. For the
Now I'm getting paid cash with Atlas Earth
achievement, you're gonna want to get $100 in Atlas mode. For the Not Today Chip Flip achievement, you're gonna want to go left of spawn and go up until you see an opening outside. Go to the purple ATM, and you're gonna want to buy the Monopoly Reverse card. Now we're gonna want to go left of spawn again into the school faculty only. Once you go inside, you go through the other one and you'll see the Get Out of Jail card. When you commit a crime and Shipplug sees you nearby, just pull it out in front of him. For the Tretion achievement, you're gonna wanna grab the Monkeyonator. Once you have the Monkeyonator, go outside and destroy a tree. All you gotta do is walk into it. To get the achievement, you're gonna want to customize your character. Go to hair and make them bald. After that, just go to story mode and play it normally and beat it. To get the Welch achievement, you're gonna want to grab a bunch of Zesty Bars and eat them at once while you have to poop. To get the Dual Inconvenience achievement, we're gonna want to beat story mode. Once you beat story mode, you unlock Double Trouble. Just gotta beat Double Trouble and then you'll get the achievement. To get the We Do a Bit of Pooping achievement, you're just gonna want to poop 25 times. To unlock And Now It Really Begins, you're gonna want to go back to the objective tasks. The hints on the side is what you have to do. Once completed, go back and it'll make you restart your game. For the Kneel achievement, you're gonna want to go back to your objective tasks. So once the game restarts, when you click enter, it'll get you in this cutscene. It will now display that there's a mystery door. The mystery door is in the left hallway, right to the cafeteria. It will tell you you need to collect 5 more keys. The keys are scattered around the school. When you get all the keys, walk through the mystery door. When it brings you here, just walk into Neil's office and wait for him to get done speaking. After he's done speaking, go back through the exit. After your game crashes and you reopen it, it'll show up in Neil mode. For the early beast in the fading buck achievement, you're gonna want to go to the purple ATM and buy the golden quarter. For the early beast achievement, when it spawns, grab the gold quarter less than a second after it spawns. For the fading buck achievement, grab the gold quarter right before it fades away. To get the
Next wave is digital.
achievement, convert $2,000 into Ethereum for the first time. For the overcharge achievement, you're gonna want to max out everything that uses money in the Ethereum ATM.
Yes! For help making text digital, search 0 with an X.
To get the achievement, you're gonna need to find an iPhone, a hammer, and an ender pearl. Once you get all the items, go to the jail zone next to detention. With the items you collected, Crypto Luigi will put Atlas Earth on your phone. And just select the Atlas Earth app on your phone. And then press E once on the teleporter. Now you have access to Atlas mode. To get the Battle with Yourself achievement, you're gonna want to beat Neo in another save file, then come back to the save file you're trying to get the achievement in, and go back to Neo's house. Behind your pod will be the corrupted player boss. Once you beat him and get to this room, go forward to interact with the player. After the cutscene, you'll get the achievement. To get the Breaker of Space achievement, you're gonna want to grab Mr. Beast's credit card right before going into the FNF minigame. There are two ways you can complete this achievement. There's the easy way, without getting caught with the credit card, or if Mr. Beast catches you before you get to the FNF minigame, it makes you play a 9-key song from FNF. To get the Revival of the Beast achievement, you're gonna need to kill Mr. Beast in Atlas mode. Once done, you're gonna need to find 4 redstone torches scattered around the map. They sound like this. Once you find them all, go to Mr. Beast's room and go down his basement. From there, right-click on the altar with the redstone torches. And now you revived Mr. Beast. Great job. For the end achievement, you have to beat Neo mode and defeat his 3 phases. Normal.
I'll give you 2 options. The first, we end this right here, right now. And the second, I lied about the second option.
Phase 2.
Let's end this here and now, motherfucker.
After you beat all of Neo's phases, you'll get the achievement and be sent here. I provide the map to help me with this normal phase. The other 2, you're all on your own. For the Potato Trouble achievement, you'll need to have beaten Neo on the same save file. Then, you're gonna need to go back to the objective tasks. Wait for it to stop talking and it'll give you a memory. Walk outside and you'll see a sign. Give him the memory by walking up to him. After After his dialogue, he'll transform back into Neo. But when this happens, the mystery door will appear again. You're gonna need to find the 5 keys again. After finding the 5 strange keys this time, it will teleport you to a secret room. And here, go up to the bookshelf and grab a tape out, then put it into the player. After 3 tapes, a secret door will show. Walk through the door and down the long hallway to get teleported to Neil's room. When you turn around, you'll see a sign. It'll then change your game to a cursed version of Roddy's. Click Hassan mode and then beat him.
Hello, it is me, Hassan. Do you want to buy my potatoes?
This phase is exactly the same as Neil's normal phase.
Okay, you do not buy my potatoes? That is a sin, and I am going to kill you now. I will repeat, I am going to murder you. So you should probably start running.
He will then convert into Neil's first phase. After beating his first phase, there will be a party in the principal's office. They will give you a portal gun that you'll have to use on a balls poster. When you use it, walk in to go to the developer room. When you get there, go to the door on your left and then go inside the computer. In Reality stuff, you'll see a passcode for the door. Use the passcode for the door at the end of the hallway and then go inside. When you're inside, go to the other door and walk down the hallway. When you go inside, you'll see Neil, and then you'll get the achievement. To get the achievement, you're gonna wanna get 10 Ethereum needed to free Crypto Luigi. To get the Ethereum funded Uber charge, you need to double max out everything on the Ethereum ATM. For the thanks but already got it covered achievement, you're gonna need to double max out your gun before beating phase 2. For the Crypto Crackdown achievement, you're gonna need to kill Crypto Luigi. Go back to his cell when you have 10 or more Ethereum. Once all the cutscenes and dialogue is done, you'll need to go to the cafeteria. After you go inside the elevator, you can upgrade your gun to defeat Crypto Luigi with your Ethereum and money. Crypto Luigi has 3 phases. Phase 1. Phase 2. Phase 3. For the Cracked Out achievement, you need to get a save file with all 6 badges listed below.
I would say the whole editing, putting clips together, it took around like 48 hours or more. I mean, it's literally 6:55 in the morning right now. The game took about 12 hours or more with cheats to get them all, and that's saying something. I was just trying to get the whole video together. I'm gonna go to sleep, and tomorrow I'm gonna actually play the game.
Hello everyone, I have one question for you. How many Bloons games are there? It's a simple question really. Bloons TD6 has a 6 in it. Therefore the answer is 44. There is 44 Bloons games. On the surface it seems absurd. How do you make 44 games out of a monkey throwing darts at balloons? But when you look into it, an interesting story is revealed. Some of these games are cornerstones in Flash history, and other games have become lost media. Some of these titles show us the benefits of good community interaction, while others are a lesson to never release your games unfinished, otherwise you'll get something that has only lost players since launch. This is the history of Bloons, and it all started in 2006 when two brothers, Chris and Stephen Harris, decided to start creating video games. So the two went on to create the greatest game of all time, Cash Sprint. And this game is very bad. The music is annoying, the controls are weird, and there's absolutely nothing stopping you from driving out of bounds. They tried making a few more Flash games, but none of them really took off. And so, in a bit of desperation, Steven turned to the smartest, most experienced game person he knew, his wife, and asked her what game he should make next. The response was, make something like the carnival game, where you throw darts at balloons. Balloons. Bloons. This immediately set off sparks in Steven's brain, and 90 minutes later, the monkey was born. The original Bloons isn't a tower defense, but a game where a monkey throws darts at balloons. And believe it or not, Bloons is a puzzle game. You only have a limited amount of darts, so shooting them in the correct direction with the right amount of force is important. This game has a balloon that sprays tacks when popped, another one that explodes, and another one that freezes balloons around them, making them unpoppable. If you thought that sounded bad, there's also two types of walls, and these stupid rubber blocks. The rubber block is by far the most infuriating object in this game. The 14th level requires you to bounce a dart through a maze of sorts to pop the balloons. Simple, right? Well, that's what I thought about this game until I reached this level. Not only do you have seemingly no control over where the dart goes, but in order to beat the level, you have to pop 95% of the balloons. Even if you get most of the balloons, you can still fail because you missed a few at the end. Luckily, I eventually managed to beat it and progressed to the boomerang stages where you have a boomerang. I'm very conflicted on this game. On one hand, there's a lot of creative looking levels like the one where you light a fuse to a bomb, or the ones with clever solutions like the one where you freeze balloons at the top and then bounce your dart across the ice, or you just turn into Pac-Man. But for every cool level, there's two more that are downright sadistic. In level 26, you have a single dart and your goal is to pop 63 balloons. In theory, your dart should bounce around the box and pop every single balloon, but that just doesn't happen. The strategy that worked for me was to fire a dart behind me, make it bounce on the wall, pop the balloons as it passes my monkey again, and pray it makes it down the hole on the right. This should be easy, but just like the maze level, I spent a lot of time aimlessly shooting darts, hoping that my plan would work. And eventually, it just did itself. It feels like it's up to random chance more than it is about anything I do. Just look at level 30. After bouncing your dart off the frozen balloons and into the bombs, you win! Lose. That's right, you lose. You suck. I genuinely do not know what to do here. It feels like I'm missing a game mechanic or something. So, you know, I went, oh yeah, hang on, let me look at this tutorial from 2007 and see what the answer is. And then it's just this, like, what is that? This can't be how you play the game. Since Bloons became an instant hit, a sequel was made within 4 weeks to capitalize on this new audience. It introduces the lightsaber balloon, which pops balloons horizontally. The game has a few cool levels, but nothing too special to set it apart from the first one. It did make me realize a problem with it though. In level 7, you must narrowly avoid the ice balloons and pop them using explosive balloons. The problem with these types of levels is that there's no hotkey to reset. Meaning if you want to restart the level, you have to move your mouse across the entire screen, and imagine doing that every 2 seconds because you missed your shot. I don't really see much in this game, or at least I didn't until Bloons World came out. That's right, you can now upload your own custom levels and play other people's wacky creations on bloonsworld.com. Obviously this website doesn't exist anymore, but there is an alternative. In what was probably one of the smartest decisions by Ninja Kiwi, there exists a Bloons game that is 100% comprised of player levels. Which means there's a good chunk of the best community levels that are not only fully archived, but credited with people's decade-old usernames. You have 50 individual players who each create just one great level. I would go from levels that use the Pac-Man Bloon in an actual gameplay scenario, to killing Pac-Man being the solution to a level, to one where your monkey reloads every time he takes a shot, to beer pong, to ridiculous bounces, or one where you rob a bank. If you're a level 1 petty thief, you might try opening the vault. The proper way to withdraw money from the vault is to enter from the top. Once the door is open, get Pac-Man to rob all those balloons and then you win. Thank you BBQ Sandwich for making this piece of modern art. Almost every single level I played was amazing. The community made stages are just that fun. There is the odd one that is clearly 5-star bait, but then there's the cool ones like the one with only one balloon, and there's the one where you play beer pong and balloons made by BBQ Sandwich? Well, how did this guy get 2 levels into this game? Creating a game where you let the community do the work for you was such a great idea that they did it 2 more times within the next 6 months. Anyways, it was time for a new Bloons game and Ninja Kiwi had just the thing you need. In August of 2007, Bloons Tower Defense was finally released. The core gameplay is still there, if a bit more clunky. There's no tower or start round hotkeys. The range on every tower is definitely incorrect, as tacks don't hit the edges of their range, and on top of that, darts disappear really quickly after being thrown. There's also a lack of more modern features like targeting or pop counts, instead having a range indicator of all things and a very ambiguous speed meter. Despite that, it's still a good bit of fun. Darts are the main way to pop balloons here because there isn't many alternatives. Not only is there only 5 towers, but most of them are overpriced garbage. The bomb tower costs $900, while the ice monkey, which can't even pop balloons, costs $850. Neither of these towers feel like they are worth the price, especially when compared to the dart tower, which in this game fires really fast for some reason. And don't even get me started on the super monkey. I have no actual evidence for this, but I'm 90% sure the super monkey is a joke tower added in by the developers meant to troll players who think the super in its upgrade name means it's good, because it's not. The super monkey in this game is complete garbage. He costs $4,000 and I wouldn't even say he's worth half that price. I had 7 dart monkeys which were collectively worth about $2,500, and these monkeys handled the ways of balloons pretty easily, but when I sold them all for 1 super monkey, everything went downhill. Choosing to place a super monkey killed me almost immediately, as the $4,000 was unable to handle rounds the cheaper dart monkey army destroyed. It goes deeper too. On round 42, the game questions, how many monkeys does it take to make a super monkey? Making fun of how this maths problem will keep you up at night. When you then beat round 47, the tooltip says, you got any super monkeys yet? Are they really worth all that money? This is literally the game telling you that this tower sucks 3 rounds before it ends. You can't get clearer than that. And yes, this game unfortunately does end on round 50. There's no free play in BTD1 and that sucks. The best way to beat the game is to spam dart monkeys. It's not even a challenge. Eventually you'll just start spawn camping the balloons, though the game seemingly does not want you to notice. The tooltip at the bottom normally tells you what balloons are coming next, but occasionally it gives you a random fact about American teenage girls of all things. The only real advice the game gives you is you will probably need to use every tower type to finish the game, but there's no way that's correct. That's just a lie. This tooltip guy then goes on to boldly claim that you can't pass the game using only tack shooters. Someone actually managed to beat the game using only tack shooters, and Ninja Kiwi got so mad they increased the price of the tower by $75. Although even with this change, it is certainly not impossible, as would be proven 10 years later by some random guy on YouTube. This would be the beginning of an an ongoing trend where Ninja Kiwi says something is impossible before some psychopath from the community pulls it off. Even I managed to complete this challenge, just not in the way you'd expect. By pressing tab you can move around the menu, and by pressing enter you can upgrade monkeys using the keyboard. For whatever reason, holding down enter lets you buy upgrades multiple times, putting you into negative money. By purchasing faster firing, this exploit can be used to create a hypersonic tech shooter which let me beat all 50 rounds with a single tower. This bug can be used on other things, though it's not very useful. You can give the dart monkey full map range, but he won't be able to use it since the dart disappears immediately after being thrown. Although you can increase his pierce to create what is essentially a BTD1 juggernaut. Another funny glitch lets you place towers on the track. By right clicking a tower after selecting it, you can even place them on the menu covering the start button. Both of these bugs are still possible in BTD2. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Seeing as BTD1 was performing much better in numbers, a sequel was released just 2 months later. And by sequel I mean a carbon copy of the original game, but better. There's 0 new upgrades apart from the Super Monkey's laser vision, and the only other new features are the road items, the boomerang monkey, and 2 new difficulties. What I find interesting is the significant price decrease for all the bad towers in the previous game. The ice ball now costs a more reasonable $385, while the cannon costs $520. At least on easy. The cannon is a lot better here, simply because it's impossible to win without using it. Ninja Kiwi was so upset that people bet the game by spamming one tower that they added a lead balloon. The game promises it's impossible to win with only dart monkeys, and it's right. Nothing can pop the lead balloon except a cannon, which forces you to place it down. Though this doesn't really change the best strategy. Instead of only using dart monkeys, you now only use dart monkeys and the occasional cannon to pop leads. The developers must have also realized this, because at one point the game guilt trips you into using other towers. You might not need to use every tower type, but think of the wasted programming and graphic drawing if you don't. Luckily the game is a lot harder and therefore more interesting than the first one. Black and white balloons appear earlier, and there's even a new rainbow balloon containing 2 of each, the equivalent of popping 37 red balloons. This becomes a problem when your dart monkeys can only pop 2 balloons at a time. You'll end up using road spikes to catch the balloons that get by. That is, if you're bad at the game. See, I always thought the monkey glue was a completely useless road item. It doesn't even pop anything, what a waste of $40. After revisiting this game, I realized that glue is the strongest thing you could possibly buy and a key factor to beat in hard mode. When there's 2 rows, your monkeys will focus on one of them and ignore the other path. It's a bit stupid, but that's how they're programmed. The solution to this problem is to slow the balloons down on the longer path so that by the time they reach the monkeys, you will have already popped all the balloons from the other path. Alternatively, you can use the glue to ensure the destruction of the rainbow. It moves so slowly that just a few dart monkeys can pop all of it by themselves. Unfortunately, there are no left-handed monkeys. Sorry, just live with it. Here's a fun fact. This tip that shows up on round 10 isn't even true. I don't know where they got this +1 thing from, but it's not right. You know what else is right? Handed, the boomerang monkey. When upgraded, this guy can pop up to 5 balloons per shot, which is still worse than just spamming dart monkeys. I don't know where I heard this from, but supposedly, the boomerang monkey's tail can actually pop balloons. I tested this in-game and I could not replicate it. So either this is some super secret Easter egg, or I've been trolled by the internet. What's that? You think the graphics are ugly and the gameplay is boring? Are you stupid or something? Wake up! The new Balloons is out now. Brand new Balloons type, plus angled rubber blocks. Make friends, only at my.ninjakiwi.com. Wait a minute, isn't the rainbow balloon from BTD2? And isn't the ice monkey just a reference to the ice balloon? Or aren't all of these towers based on items from balloons? What's next, the lightsaber monkey? I like even more balloons even more, even if it took a year to come out. Mostly due to the new mechanics, which there isn't a lot of, but the ones that are there are fun to mess around with. But first, let me tell you about the insane improvements this game has. You can finally press R to reset the level. This is fantastic news, and now the game is like 10 times better. Any Bloons game released after Even More Bloons is just objectively better because of this tiny feature. It even tells you where and with what strength your last shot was fired at as well. The levels here are really creative. You'll find anything from blenders and levels where you destroy a boat. I think I figured out the genre of this game. It's a destruction simulator. Your end goal always ends up with you destroying everything in some way or another. Although there is still some tricky levels, mostly from the new balloon. The rainbow balloon in this game requires 2 hits to pop. Issue is, the rainbow will float upwards, which is a mechanic this game really likes to utilize. Usually it's something like in level 19 where the rainbows will float up while frozen. Other times you have to race the rainbows and quickly pop them. In Revolver, each rainbow you pop breaks another jar, creating tense situations where you don't have the time to think about where you're firing and you just have to do it. These rainbow balloons were the things that eventually forced me to look up a walkthrough because I had no idea what to do for level 33. No matter how hard I try, there's no reaching those other balloons. I tried every angle with every possible strength, but nothing worked. The answer... Wow. What's not doable is this shot on level 26. The balloon is right in front of you and you can't hit it. That's it, I'm opening Bloons Pop 3. The next Bloons game is called Bloons Pop 3. And you might be wondering, where does the 3 come from? Where are the other 2 Bloons Pop games and why haven't I talked about them yet? The simple answer is that they don't exist. This is the first game in the Bloons Pop franchise with a misleading 3 added to the end. Or it would be called that if it existed. Bloons Pop 3 doesn't, I just made it up right now. Why, do you think Ninja Kiwi is stupid enough to call the first game in a series the third? Then decided it was not worth playing Bloons Candy Crush anymore. Bloons Player Pack 4. I bet hard on my first try. Enough said. BTD 3. After almost a year, Bloons Tower Defense 3 came out. And was it worth it? Yes. This game was so good in fact that it even got copyright claimed and the developers had to change its name from Bloons Tower Defense to BTD3. This Com2 US company trademarked the term Tower Defense in 2008. Every Flash game had to quickly change their name to avoid being sued in international court. Anyway, this game has 2 extra upgrade paths, 2 new monkeys, road item abilities, and 2 new balloons, as well as maps that can turn in circles instead of basic squares. Free play was also finally added. When the game ends, you're given the option to fry eggs on your overheating computer. And you can also spam spikes. This game made me realize how fun the road items are. These 3 items are their own subgenre of tower defense. The pineapple is capable of dealing with clumps of balloons and it pops 3 layers. It's cheaper than the road spike, making it more cost effective as long as you have the time to place it ahead of the balloons. The Moab is a new blimp added to the game, taking many hits to pop, and it drops 4 brown balloons which then split into 2 rainbows. Since most towers do 1 damage at a fairly slow pace, the Moab is basically unkillable. Luckily, road spikes do 10 damage a pop, making them the perfect tool for destroying Moabs. Also on a side note, while in later games the Moab became its own blimp with balloons in it, I love the implication that in BTD3 the balloons have developed missiles to help them reach the end. You can clearly see the 4 brown balloons riding on this surfboard thing. But no, really, Ninja Kiwi based this thing off an actual missile. The game mentions that it does not stand for Mother of All Balloons, rather Massive Ordnance Air Balloon. This is the exact same name found on the GBU-43B Moab Wikipedia page, but replace balloon with bomb. Great reference, Ninja Kiwi. You know, this service history tab has some interesting implications for the balloons lore. But enough of that, you can literally pop Moabs using only road items. Sometimes the Moab popped way ahead of my monkeys, which forced me to spam glue, pineapples, and spikes. It's crazy how powerful the road items are in this game, even if you technically lose cash using them. Other ways to deal with threats include setting your monkeys to last, which can be good for the spike bolt as it works best when firing in straight lines. You can also set tack shooters to last, even though it doesn't do anything. As for the new towers, the beacon is helpful for buffing the attack speed of your monkey spam, but more importantly, it lets you unlock the Super Monkey Storm. So if you don't don't think your towers can defend a round, or if you don't believe in your index finger, then the Super Monkey Storm is the tin for you. It's how I bet the hardest map in the game. Yeah, this tin is a win button. You don't have to play the game. It might cost around $1,000, but for an upgrade that removes thinking, micro, and strategy, that's well worth the price. The reason I used tack shooters to beat the hardest map rather than spamming dart monkeys is because dart monkeys are terrible in this game. Genuinely awful. The only useful upgrade they received let them pop 1 extra balloon per shot. It's okay against the reds and blues, but it scales horribly into the late game. But do you know what is worth it? Tack shooters. With the new blade shooter upgrade, tack balloons obliterate everything that's not a Moab. This upgrade lets the tack shooter pop 3 balloons instead of 1, creating a monster of a tower. You don't even need to buy a cannon for leads. The pineapples are well capable of destroying their slow-moving outer shell. Speaking of the cannon, I now retract my statement that it was bad. After some healthy harassment from the community, I have come to the conclusion that it is almost as good as the tack shooter. The cannon now fires much faster and can pop through 2 layers of balloons with the frag bombs upgrade. Add an ice tower that can now pop black balloons, and you've got a combo that can only be stopped by ceramics and Moabs. The only bad towers are the boomerang and the dart monkey. The spike-a-pult isn't the best either, but at least when you upgrade it fully, you can pop a lot of balloons for an expensive price. The spike-a-pult is so expensive that when I clicked on it to check the pop count, I was suddenly charged $5 from my bank account. This guy has a $900 upgrade, and all it does is make the spiked ball not disappear when leaving its range. Almost as great as when the dart monkeys miss balloons that are right in front of them, or when the boomerang somehow misses a red balloon that's touching its face. Are you even aiming? To be fair, this does seem to be a general problem with BTD3, as I've even seen tack shooters not pop balloons despite the projectile clearly hitting them multiple times. Overall, this game is a great improvement on the balloons tower defense formula. The new upgrades make previously bad towers good, and the road item changes make for exciting gameplay. And then there's Hot Air Balloon. Hot Air Balloon is another experiment game. It seems like Ninja Kiwi treats balloons not as a singular game but as a franchise, with different entries featuring different genres, common theme being monkeys popping balloons. In this game, the same war criminal torturing balloons from balloons has now hijacked a Moab and uses it to pop balloons and get a high score. You know, I always believed the Moab was on the balloons side, yet this game paints it as a neutral party. It seems as though the Moab is some super weapon that gets used by whoever finds it first to wreak havoc on the other side, whether that be controlled by 4 ceramics or driven by a monkey. The game itself is fairly simple. Once you die, this brutal death animation plays and the game assures you that the monkey is safe, which I don't believe at all. The only real noteworthy thing about this game was this strange glitch I found. Initially, the balloon sounds randomly disappeared, which was weird, but just like when the monkey gained hyper-realistic eyes, I assumed it was a bug and kept playing. Then the Moab sound stopped playing, causing the game to be completely silent before my monkey clipped out of bounds and I never saw him again. Now, Hot Air Balloon gets faster the longer you play the game, which is how it increases its difficulty over time. Since I lost all control of my monkey, I decided to see how fast the game would play if I let it run for 30 minutes. So what do you think happened? Did the balloons begin moving so fast that they began clipping into each other and warranted a seizure warning? Did the trees and clouds pass by so fast that only one was visible at a time? The answer is none of them. This is the end game of Hot Air Balloon. Nothing. All in all, this game wasn't too interesting and most people never cared for it. But I want you to remember it because it will become important later. But now, it's Christmas of current year 2008, which means that a brand new Bloons game is coming out. Oh, but you don't have anything? Ah, whatever, just release another player pack, but snap a Santa hat to the monkey. This is Bloons Player Pack 5. Most of the levels are shaped like a bauble, a Christmas tree present, snowman with and without RTX, the Grinch, or just a bunch of ice balloons. Someone made a reindeer and I had no idea how to pass it, so I enabled unlimited dart mode and then killed the deer. Then I got a gingerbread man level where killing him was the solution. I feel like there's 2 types of people making these levels. There's the 6-year-old making Christmas present, because wow, that's like the tin I got for Christmas. Then there's the guy who escaped an asylum who creates a level designed to torture people. There's no in between. The stages are either insanely easy or mind-bendingly hard. But you know what's crazy? I think Ninja Kiwi knew there was this divide in the player base, because the next two Bloons games were Bloons Jr. and Bloons Insanity. The former being a game built for the younger demographic, while Insanity is 50 of the most diabolical levels made by our twisted user community. Bloons Jr. seems to have been made by Ninja Kiwi, and as you would expect, it is impossible to lose. Not only are the darts bigger so you pop more balloons, but charging up shots is slower so making accurate shots is easier. And just in case you're playing this on a steering wheel, most levels give you way more than enough darts so you can still win even if you completely miss half your shots. Most of the stages look like they could be hard, but because of the bigger darts they are simple, making you feel a lot better at the game than you actually are. The other half are auto levels which play themselves, but it's okay because they have a smiley face. Look guys, he's happy because the new Bloons is out. Although believe it or not, some of the later puzzles require you to actually think. The last level requires you to make a big shot, and for some reason it's really hard. You have to pop every single balloon, meaning missing just one shot causes an instant loss. The hardest part was trying to leave this cave. The boomerang is so massive that it works against you. I spent a good 30 tries attempting to figure out how you shoot the boomerang out of here, but eventually But eventually, I did it. I finally bet Bloons Jr. and then the game thanked me for playing, which automatically puts it in the top 10 games of all time. I'm sure the other Bloons games did this too, but I wouldn't know. This is the first one I actually completed. But if it's difficulty I want, then Ninja Kiwi has the perfect thing for me. Alright, look, I was terrified of playing Bloons Insanity. I imagine it being what Kaizo Mario is to normal Mario, and for good reason. There is a walkthrough for the levels on the main menu. There's no better way of telling players your game is impossible than by adding a walkthrough inside of it. Despite that, I pushed on, and on level 1 I already began having problems. I imagine the developers had to remove the usernames just so they wouldn't get tracked down and killed for making evil levels. The only way to complete this is to fire at a really specific angle so your dart pops the jar, then hits the stack balloon, which then pops the rainbow balloon all in one shot. After that, you have to quickly take another super precise shot to pop the rainbow balloon before it floats away. Eventually though, I managed to overcome the first level of Bloons Insanity. Level 2 is not as hard, although it still took me a while to beat. Level 3 involves the mechanic of bouncing a dart off of frozen balloons, but then there's level 4. Level 4 was by far the hardest. In fact, it was so difficult that I stopped playing Bloons Insanity. Okay, I'm sorry. This level requires you to carefully bounce one dart multiple times across the tightest gaps in existence, all to pop a rainbow jar. Making one bounce correctly doesn't even guarantee the rest will work. Sometimes you get so close to the end and other times you instantly fail, despite me not being able to tell what I did differently. For this reason I spent over 10 minutes slightly moving my mouse and then spamming the darts at every possible strength before repeating the process. After a while I just gave up. I searched up a playthrough of these levels and I can safely say I didn't miss much. I don't think I'm alone either. If you look at the comments in this video, you find the creator to level 4. And not even this guy could beat his own level again after making it. How am I supposed to win if the creator himself can't pass it? I did a quick test with unlimited darts mode, and after you make that crazy shot, you then have to take a second one in order to pop the rainbow balloon. Even if I somehow made it past that first shot, the second one would have undoubtedly finished me. Luckily, I can play Bloons Tower Defense 3 on my 10-year-old iPhone because BTD iOS has just come out. All you need to know about this game is that it was removed from the App Store, and this video I found of a guy beating round 100 on hard. Sorry for the quality, my sister broke the good video camera. They also made an iOS version of Bloons which sounds horrible. Imagine trying to beat this level with your fat finger blocking where you're trying to shoot. No, it's time to play an actually good game. BTD 4. Comparing BTD 4 to the third game is like comparing a one-dimensional shape to a two-dimensional one. Or at least that's what I thought before I played the game again. It is ugly as hell. If 3 is a Flash game with developer art and 5 a game with an art style, then BTD4 is this uncanny thing in between. Why does the track have shadows on both sides? And how is this spike factory on the water? Did they remove the laws of physics in this game too? I always remembered BTD4 as an upgrade to the third game, yet it feels like the same game with a different coat of paint. There's only two new balloons, the camo balloon and the BFB. In this game, the camo balloon functions like the lead balloon, where only certain towers can pop it, or in this case see it. The BFB on the other hand is the Moab, but stronger, dropping 4 when popped. The balloons must really hate that balloons guy if they put a red cross over him on their strongest blimp, but it isn't very scary. By the point you make it to BFBs, you've already been popping Moabs and ceramics for a while, so it shouldn't be possible for the BFB to kill you. Also, you can just place road spikes to pop camo balloons, so the rounds end up feeling really similar to BTD3. The upgrades on the other hand are really weird. BTD3 had 4 upgrades on each tower, so logically, in order to make BTD4 the bigger game, it also has 4 upgrades. Instead of having 2 tiers of 2 paths, this game has 1 path with 4 upgrades. Although this works in the game's favor, as it lets towers get much stronger the more upgrades you buy. The cannon's final upgrade deals 10 times damage to Moabs. The tack shooter turns into a fire shooter. The dart monkey turns into the catapult monkey. But wow, this game must hate itself or something, because when you open it, immediately you get asked to play BTD5, a better game. Even the developer of BTD4 insults himself in a comment on this random video I found. This game also added the strongest tower in this entire franchise, the farm. For only $1,000, you can make $80 at the end of each round. You can then upgrade it for more money, which can be used to reinvest into more farms, and the cycle keeps going. After I filled the map with farms, I was making $8,000 per round, which is more than enough for me to buy random towers. That's the thing about farms. Because you eventually make so much money, you can spam terrible towers, and because there's so much of them, it will defend against the balloons. This is also the first game to have music which isn't some royalty-free song. At least I think. The later games reuse the motive established here, so I assume it was created specifically for this game. But if that's true, I am unable to find credits for the person who composed it. My best guess is that it's a track called Volcano Party off a site called Getty Images Music. My only evidence for this is that someone got copyright claimed over using this music by the same website 29 times. But even that might be a dead end, as if you check the website yourself, you learn that the music was added after BTD4 came out, implying this is a false claim. There's also an improved targeting system, one for strong balloons and one for weak balloons, which I can't find a use for. Why would you ever want to hit weak balloons? By far the best change is the fast forward button, and hotkeys for every tower except the Spike Factory and Dartling, because I guess they're racist. This makes the game feel a lot smoother and faster compared to 3. If you don't want to wait 5 years for the red balloon to reach your monkeys, speeding it up makes them move at the speed of sound, which will kill you if you're not careful. Pressing K for road spikes is also a nice addition, allowing you to pop leaking balloons faster before you can die. Even better, the game gives you a rough idea of how many balloons come next with the red balloon equivalent stat, showing you the number of pops required to beat the upcoming round. There was also a custom map editor, but it has been purged from existence, so I can't really talk about it. And Sandbox, which allows you to test towers on any balloon before using them in a real game. Though my favorite aspect of this game are the new challenges. The first one asks you to beat this easy map using only dart and super monkeys. I went into this thinking it would be a cakewalk given how overpowered the dart monkeys tend to be, but I was proven very wrong. I died thinking super monkeys would defend anything, clearly forgetting how overpriced they are, before I began spamming spike pulled dart monkeys, and for some reason that worked. There are so many straight lines here that if you get enough catapults, they can handle anything you throw at them. The next one was even easier. Only spike factories and the Dartling Gunner. I didn't even have to use the Dartling Gunner. The best strategy here is to spam spike factories at the end and wait. The balloons take so long to get near the exit that by the time they do, your spike factory army would have created an unstoppable wall of spikes. The hardest part about this was timing pineapples to pop leads, but it was smooth sailing for the most part, until the second last round. In BTD4, glue can't slow ceramics, so if they show up on this challenge, then there's a big problem. So many balloons started coming out that I was forced to become my own spike factory and spammed spikes for dear life to survive. And it worked, so I can safely say that this challenge is for stupid babies. 50k to beat 50 Moabs? Super monkeys are obviously the answer. Of course it didn't work. It cost exactly 50,000. That's how you know it's a trap. New strategy. Use the Ice Monkey to slow down balloons, Wizard to blow back balloons, and Maulers do the rest. This did fail, but I saw potential here. I tried better positioning before realizing, you know what's a good upgrade? Super Monkey Storm. Able to clear out entire screens of blue. How did that do even worse? That's it. More Super Monkey Storm. What do you mean there's a cooldown? Okay, what about Tack Spam? Well, this did surprisingly well, so I combined it with the Ice Monkey and got even closer to winning. Then I added Super Monkey Storm to the mix and got even further from the solution. I tried a bit more random variations of this strategy, but nothing was working. Not even close. This is when I got desperate. What about, I don't know, Ace? Let's try spamming the Monkey Ace. The tower is pretty bad as it can't aim, and the only advantage I saw in it was how the hell did this work? What can I say, the Ace is really overpowered in this game. After I learned this information, I was ready for the ultimate challenge. The hardest map on the hardest mode and only one life. You leak a single red balloon, you die. Now I've yet to address the elephant in the room. This is the first Bloons game to have monetization, and boy is it monetized. Every time you die, the game presents you with an opportunity to buy this fabulous upgrade that should prevent you from dying next time. And I gotta say, this has to be the least predatory monetization system I've ever seen. I'm sure Ninja Kiwi wants you to buy these, but most of the premiums are complete garbage. Did you lose just now because your ship couldn't pop frozen or leads? Believe it or not, I don't have a boat, nor have I had problems with frozen and lead balloons. But of course, if my wizards had extra range and could see camo, then I wouldn't die to those darn ceramics. The only reason I said most of these are garbage is because there is one upgrade you can buy that is absolutely game-breaking. Double cash mode. For a few Ninja Kiwi coins, you can not only double your starting cash, but also double the amount of money you make. For obvious reasons, this upgrade is extremely powerful. I'm pretty sure you could even start with a farm using that amount of money. It doesn't end there either. There's 8 maps that are individually locked behind the coin transaction, but by far the worst offender is this game's leveling system. Not every upgrade is unlocked immediately, and you have to level up by playing the game in order to unlock tier 4 upgrades. This process is incredibly slow and purposely so. You could play the game up to round 60 then get jump scared by the game saying you unlocked a single upgrade, or you could skip the whole process and buy the max level at the cost of a few Ninja Kiwi coins. Unfortunately, it gets a lot worse later, but I'll get to that when it happens. Let's move on to the next game. Well, game in heavy quotation marks. This one's a weird one. It was only available during December of 2009, after which it was taken off the App Store permanently. It included all the normal Bloons levels, except everything is reskinned to fit a more festive theme. Boomerangs turn into candy canes, tacks into holly leaves, and bombs into baubles. Pac-Man Bloon also makes a return in the form of a reindeer. Alongside the normal levels, there was also 81 brand new levels. 3 of them would be unlocked every day in the days leading up to Christmas. I guess it's like a weird Christmas calendar? Anyways, once the holiday season was over, Ninja Kiwi did what everyone does and burns all their work to the ground. They took the game off stores immediately after Christmas ended. This game is literally unplayable unless you happen to have the 13-year-old application on your phone. Let's see how sadistic will levels get now, because Ninja Kiwi just dropped the trailer for Bloons 2. The monkey from the first game returns, informing us that the original game got over 1 billion plays, equating to... This guy was clearly on a mission to destroy as many Bloons as possible. No wonder they start attacking you later. Here it is. Bloons... Wait, where's the 2? There it is! Listen, this game has Bloons you can pop on the main menu. It can't possibly be bad. Oh no, what is this? What am I looking at? Clicking on the Super Monkey allows you to completely obliterate any levels. However, you only have a limited number of these skips, but you can buy more with coins from this random website. You also get an extra skip for completing worlds on the new Fortnite map, but yeah, Bloons 2 has become a mobile game. on Flash. They even had the balls to add a feature showcasing you the solution to levels, only to charge you for it as well. At least this maximum distance button is free, though I was still skeptical. Does this mean the levels are going to become extremely broken and unfun to force players into playing Super Monkeys? Surprisingly, no. There are 96 levels in this game and the vast majority are really well made. There's new music and you know what, let's not talk about it. They're all 10-second loops and it drives me insane. The new mechanics work really well. There's layered balloons, moving balloons, and a bouncing block that disappears. Level 19 asks you to use one dart to mine down to this single red balloon. Bounces in general feel more natural. In balloons you could throw a dart and have no idea why it went where it did, while the bounces in Bloons 2 make more logical sense, but by far my favorite new mechanic is the upside down balloon. Popping this one flips gravity, causing everything to fall in the opposite direction. Some of the best stages in this game utilize this concept. Level 50 gives you one dart to pop all of these balloons. After a bit of precision, you can fire a shot that hits multiple anti-gravity balloons in order to beat the stage. The developers were so proud of this level that they did the same thing, not once, but 2 more times. Another great feature is the Monkey Ace. Popping the plain balloon lets you summon the Monkey Ace, who must be made out of paper because touching anything causes him to explode. Though my favorite levels are the more ridiculous ones. Here you play Minecraft and have to dig your way to the balloons. I can't believe no one's thought of this concept before, it seems so obvious now. There's also the level where you must somehow shoot 2 darts at the same time, or a full-on speedrun level where you must pop the balloons before they get frozen. While these are difficult, finally beating the stage is satisfying. Of course, just use the rubber wall to delay one of the darts by a bit so you can time the other one. Of course, get better at the game. Finally, there's my favorite level in all of Bloons. This might not look like it, but it is secretly an auto level. Once you find the correct spot, this happens. I think this is the first time I was genuinely impressed by an auto level. This is insane. Unfortunately, not all stages were created equally, and here comes my biggest problem with Bloons 2. The later levels are awful. Just look at the video. Does this look fun to you? Bloons 2 is a good game in the beginning, but starts to lose its charm later on. I would assume the custom level creator was also great, but I can't access any of the levels, so I wouldn't know. Since the spin-off of Bloons became more popular than the original game, more side games based off of Bloons got created. And that's how we got this abomination. Bloons Super Monkey is an arcade-style game where you fly a Super Monkey, pop balloons, and collect blobs to upgrade the Super Monkey, then repeat. If you don't pop enough balloons, you die. I mean, what else would this broken cape indicate? Unlike the previous games, you can't buy a bomb that skips the level for you. That now happens randomly, though you do not need to rely on the bombs, as the upgrades are more than powerful enough to win by themselves. The top path increases the darts you fire, while the middle path gives you boomerangs, which eventually turn into deadly bombs. And the bottom path, we don't talk about the bottom path. The most engaging part of this game are the various balloon formations. In stage 2, even the red balloons start moving so quickly that you have to actively follow them in order to beat the level. Because remember, if you don't reach a certain number of pops, you lose. So the game pulls a lot of tricks to stop you from getting pops. Those tricks range from the balloons becoming hypersonic, or these arrows which indicate where the next balloon-made arrow is. This later turns into a memory game. What's even smarter is this level where the ceramic balloons surround you in order to prevent you from popping balloons. But yeah, not much else to say here. After a few Moabs, the game ends with a BFB boss battle where ceramics are flying everywhere, but by this point you have 2 tiers of upgrades maxed out, so that doesn't matter too much. Bloons Super Monkey seems more obsessed with high scores than it is with being difficult. The balloon pop goals aren't too hard to reach if you follow the balloons, but what is hard to get are these trophies. After the mandatory goal, there are 3 more optional ones if you are somehow good enough to pop every single balloon on screen. That's pretty much all on this game, though. Wait a second. Who is this guy and why is he in the monkey